My longtime friend Jerry Combs and his wife Jean were going to go camping on Stockton Lake, so they invited my wife and I to come over and join them for an afternoon of burgers and fishing, and of course we jumped right on that opportunity. Sharon is still on crutches and the only fishing she can do is trolling, so the girls were going to just stay in camp and let Jerry and I go out and see if we could catch some bass. Jerry and I are launching his boat, and then we're going to go out and fish for just a short time because it's very hot. We'll come back and mess around the camp for a while, and after dinner we'll go up the lake for some serious fishing. The temperature is in the mid-90s and there's practically no wind as we head out to fish a while.
First cast.
He's a little one, but we'll take him.
Yeah.
Man, he was hungry too. He swallowed it. Can you tell?
Pretty good fish.
A good fish. Get him in, I'll mouth it for you.
He's a big fish.
Wait, coming up. You pull it.
Look at him go. Pull and drag.
You think that's a bass?
I don't think so. Do they have wipers in here?
No, but catfish. Do I need to turn around and follow him?
No, you're fine.
Okay.
You're fine. I just don't want to push him. 6-pound test line. And my drag was too tight. I was having to drag. If I hadn't loosened that drag, he'd have broke it.
I'm going to keep it out deep water. I'd at least gonna see that fish. Don't you lose him. I want you to use all the skill you got there, buddy. He's not fighting like a bass.
No, he's not.
There's a catfish.
I bet it is too.
That's a channel.
But why would it run toward the bank though if it was a catfish? See why I have this reel I can reel backwards with? Everybody laughs at me for reeling backwards.
I've been up here for 3 days, but I've never had anything like that yet. I've had some good bass. I'm going to see that dude.
It ain't a bass, I don't think.
No, he's staying down. I'm supposed to get my net out. We're going to have to net him if it's catfish.
I'd like to see it.
I would too.
If at least I know what it was.
Watch that motor. Maybe touch your line.
It's all right. He's just pretty well fighting there in that one spot, and I'm not going to push him.
I caught drum on him too.
Why did he make that first big run toward the bank? That's what I don't understand.
Let's show him about what it is yet. come up here.
Yeah, better.
I'm gonna go toward him a little bit. Yeah, don't let up.
How long were we supposed to fish? I'd hate to take the whole thing up on
Hey,
one
that's
fish.
okay. I'm enjoying this. Usually they'll give up. I can see him, but I still can't tell what he is.
Have you seen him?
Yeah.
I haven't seen him.
I believe he's a big old, you know what they call buffalo?
Probably what it is. Or carp.
Yeah, that's not a carp, between a carp and a drum.
Could even be a drum, but I
Well,
caught a
he's too
19-pound drum one time.
He's too yellow for a drum.
You think it might be a 25-pound walleye?
Well, would that be something?
I'd just like to see him. If I don't land him, that's no big deal. I'd just like to see him.
He's got to give up here in a minute.
Big old buffalo.
Yep, that's what it is. Jerry, I was supposed to get my, you don't want to lose your bait, so I was supposed to get my net out, hadn't I?
I can see him down there 10 feet deep.
I've been lifting straight in and bend my net. We learned that the hard way.
Well, that's not a buffalo. That's a
That's
carp.
carp.
That's a carp.
Sure is. See if you can see that, Jerry.
What's that?
I can't see that bait.
Oh, okay. Let me lay my rod down. How far do you fish yours in?
I've told them almost right here.
Straight down?
All this time of day at morning. You got him pretty close. That's a little line, though. Kentucky. And in line side. What is he?
Little spot.
Is this little spot?
Spotted bass. Come on.
Is this sand burning that moss off? Then what? I mean, how does it disappear? In 2 weeks it'll be gone up here or something. Oh, that's cool.
Well, I don't know if it will or not. If it, unless we get.
I'm just basing on table rock. Table rock was the same way back earlier, but it's gone now. Of course,
Well,
like you say, we've had high water.
but that's what I'm telling you. The high water is what does that. The high water You know, people don't realize how much current is in a lake when they run it out the dam. You know that? And it'll actually move a tree. But one time I put some cedars in for crappie beds, and dang things seemed like they moved.
Those that I helped you put in one time, they've moved a little bit.
And I talked to a guy from the Corps, and he said, you don't realize how much current's in there. And that's what happens is when it another little smallmouth. Well, you don't put that much pressure on it.
You'll get some 12, 13 inches.
I don't think you know how to land a bass.
Oh, I hit the wrong button. He's close to people. Gerald can measure him to see. You think, well, he may.
Well, we fished about an hour, caught a few fish, but it's really hot out here. It's in the mid-90s and there's no wind at all. So we're going to head back into camp and sit around camp a while and visit with the ladies and have an evening meal and then come back out and try the evening bite.
I'd better tie this.
Well, I'm going to grab me a hamburger.
Did Sharon get one?
Yes, I have one.
Well, it's about 5:30 and we're walking from the camp down to where we parked the boat. Jerry was here yesterday and fished and found some spots further up the lake that he wants to go back to. So we're going to go out and fish at least a couple of hours and do the evening bite and see if we can catch some more bass.
Well, shoot, I had that one.
I'm going to put me a lighter. Something about that lighter one that's just stinking really.
Use the lightest possible head because it's the slow sinking that attracts them.
You know what old Ned, the guy that invented this,
Uh-huh.
he uses a 32nd.
Yeah.
I never even ate these sports table rods. We usually use them in the winter time. You got to fish deep.
Boy, that one hit it hard. And you know how you get sag in your line? Lifting and dropping, and I had just dropped.
I think I'm going to try that light one on this try. I'm never fishing that before. Cast it enough. Give him close every time.
He was about halfway back, that last one. Well, I've had a hold of 2 nice bass. Looked like they were both spots.
Well, we fished here for about 30 minutes. I hooked a couple of fish, but that was about it. Jerry caught a bunch here yesterday, but there's no wind blowing here today, so we're going to go up to a couple more spots where he caught some and hope that the wind is blowing into them.
Pretty good bass, Lucy. Oh man, that's what I like. It's a dam, did you see?
Yep.
That's a good fish. Come here, baby. I caught 2 good fish here, man. One smallmouth, one Kentucky. Double, Ruthie. First time today.
Oh, well, yeah. 2 at a time.
Have you seen it?
No. But it's not a carp.
No, it's bad. I was wondering if it's smallmouth or
Smallie.
Jerry and I are using 4-pound and 6-pound test line depending on the weight of the head on the lure. And with that light line, you just can't hit them too hard, so we lose a lot of them. And we have to fight them a long time on the light line because you can't just lift them up like you do on heavy line.
You see what color I caught him on, don't you?
I'm afraid to look. I'm afraid it's bubble gum. Oh, you gotta reach down and mouth him? Lift him in?
Get on back home, buddy.
Him again? 3 times. He came back and hit it 3 times.
But here he wasn't really hitting it right. He just kind of... He's little, but look how. I'm glad you taught me, and I've got 2 of these rods. I broke the tip off of one, but I fixed it. Man, I like them. I can fish all day with these. I don't get tired. Come here, baby.
I walked across the boat setting a hook on him, Jerry. I'm going to have to loosen my drag a little.
He's coming up.
Coming up. Whoa.
Good picture. You get that picture, him coming up?
Oh, yeah. That's a big smallmouth there. For this part of the country, anyway.
believe that one will go 15, won't it? Yeah. Well, that's a small amount. Early. Get him in here.
That's a spot.
That's what I thought.
That's a spotted bass.
Yep, I thought it was.
That's a big spot. You know what?
I believe he'll go 50. Good one?
Yeah. I think my little heads I may do all right, don't you?
Yeah.
Man, they're ambitious, ain't they? You can't yank them in very quick on 4 and 6 pound test line, you know what? I've got a fish a fall on him.
Have you seen him?
Yeah, another spot. Good one, about like the last one.
Is that PB&J you got on there?
It is now, yeah. The last two were.
That's been a good color. That's a line size.
That's a largemouth here, I believe. Yeah.
Well, we had pretty good luck in that spot, but we like to try different places and not fish too long and wear our welcome out. So we're going to try another spot a little further up the lake.
Hey, we've got a good wind here. You know what?
Drew, this been on a hula stick. I hit the release button and it didn't come, it failed. Putting on a show there. Let's get too shallow again. I'm gonna turn us around.
We still got time to hit another spot or two, so that's what we're going to do.
Did he throw that?
Yep. That's a good bass, wasn't it?
As a keeper. I couldn't hold probably a line side, wasn't he? Double, Ruth. This is bigger than mine.
Yeah, but you bring them old little ones in, and I can't get a picture of both of them at the same time. I gotta take some time with mine.
You got a good one though, haven't you?
I don't know. It feels good. Feels like a spot instead of a smallmouth, because he's alternating his. Well, that's a funny feeling fish. Might be a catfish. I don't feel like a bass. That ain't no bass. Look how he's fighting. He's just... That's crazy. Have you ever seen anything like this? He's doing all his fighting in one spot.
I think that's a turtle.
Huh?
I think it's a turtle. Well, that's a good fish.
I can see him down there. It's bass.
It's smallie.
But he's just fishing. Of course, this is deep water. It's a good smallmouth. Maybe the biggest one we've caught. No, but he's a good one. Yeah.
Pliers down there.
I'll get him right up there and get you in behind him, so they'll know that I caught it instead of you. This would be a good way to quit. You just caught one on your cast.
Good one?
Pretty nice.
Got it, I missed it.
Are we finishing on a double? We're going to finish on a double.
Yep.
Going to finish on a double. All right. I can't hardly lift mine in though.
Well, no, that big, you can hold it on 6 pounds. That's a good fish.
All right.
Good day.
Good day. Last fish of the day. We have to leave. Finished with a double.
Yep. You ready?
Yep.
Well, trying to catch bass in crystal clear water can be a very difficult task, but Jerry figured that all out before I got there, so all I had to do was just enjoy the trip. And part of that enjoyment was just being with Jerry and Gene Combs, who've been great friends for a long time. And when the fish cooperates, it makes for even a more special day. So a great trip it has been, and we appreciate all of you that came along, and we'll see you again next trip.